Hello, hello everyone. Today, I've been thinking for the past 3 4 days since the Third World War has started. I was wondering what can I say. Honestly, I had no words because I can see the theater and the play and the script they are writing to provoke chaos, loss, grief, sadness, pain, because in that state they can control us. When they put us in that state, this is where they have full control over us because they know that at some point we will collapse and we will surrender to everything that they want. When I say they, I'm talking about the system, the economic system that is ruling the world by a selected few. And this is not conspiracy theory, this is now fortunately clear. Everybody who researches the economic system that we are in, how it was built and who designed it, we all know it's not you and me that designed it. And we all know that somehow you are born in a social structure, in an economic system, and you abide by it. You pay taxes, you pay for water that they didn't create, you pay for the air you breathe, you pay for the box you live in, and that box is basically a prison. And they box your mind with education, then they box your body in an apartment, and then they box you when you die, put you underground, and there you go, from boxes to boxes. Although we are born naked, they insist on putting something on our body to cover us with a white cloth, with anything, even burn it. Anyway, I'm not here to discuss this, but this is just a context by which I would like you to listen to me from a perspective that is not here to say what's right and what's wrong, just to observe what's happening, observe how the system is working, and reflect on how we're going to position ourselves in order to break free. And it's not an easy task, and it's not a simple task, but nothing is impossible. And the more we are awake, and the more we find each other, and the more we think together, we can start building a parallel system where we are out of that box. Okay, so war. What is war? What is war? I mean, when I say what is war, I'm not doing a Wikipedia definition. I'm talking about my experience. 52 years of wars. Born in Lebanon 1 year before the civil war, and then all the little wars after that, and the biggest nuclear explosion that we suffered from in 2020, and then Gaza, and then all the other wars up till now. The beautiful act of bravery by the number one leading country on the planet. Yeah. So basically, yes, we're now witnessing, suffering the consequences of an ego trip, of righteousness, of really, really, I have no words to describe the stupidity of these egocentric, megalomaniac criminals ruling the world, and all that for some gas, some fuel, some extra water, some resources that they're not able to get just by exchanging. You know, give me potatoes, I'll give you tomatoes. I don't understand wars. I don't understand, I don't accept any reason why we should kill each other for disagreeing. I don't, you know, my naive heart cannot understand that. I refuse to accept it as a way of communication between people. And this is not a communication, this is not a language that I accept or I can, you know, use or talk this way. Bomb me, I'll bomb you. Destroy me, I'll destroy you. Revenge, hate, racism, fanatism, ethnic cleansing, occupation. My God, it's so ugly and it's so not human. So not human. I don't think that whatever force created this world and the beauty of it and the generosity of it and the kindness of it, I don't believe that we are created to do this. This is a sign that we are completely disconnected from the creative source that made all this beauty around us possible. And all we do is create destruction, ugliness, because we are spoiled adolescent who refuse to wake up. And it's okay to be, you know, a spoiled adolescent, but the destruction that we are causing by refusing to wake up is something we're gonna live with for the rest of our lives, and the future generations are gonna suffer from this. And maybe as well they will learn to do things better than we did. Of course, I'm not saying that you and me started this war, but if we zoom out, completely zoom out, try to take a breath and just stop our mind, stop it, stop your mind from thinking, analyzing, taking a side, taking a stand with this, with that, for this, for that. If you just stop everything and ask yourself, is there war inside of you? Do you sometimes hate someone enough to say, I wish they were dead? Do you sometimes, when you disagree with someone, you just wish them harm? Do you sometimes, even by joking, say, I would kill you if you do that? We all do. We all do that. But I truly believe that the world is a mirror of our inner thoughts, inner words, inner compass, inner projection. We all are at war with ourselves. We all are at war with each other to a certain degree, in a different level of intensity. And that war that erupted now in the world, I think, is just mirroring to us the ugliest part of us, the darkest part of us. Mankind is yet to be human. And it's painful to witness what we are living. But at the same time, if we realize that it is a mirror of our inner wars, maybe we can choose to be aware of what we say, what we think, and how we phrase our wishes, and how we stop cursing others, cursing those who make us uncomfortable, hating those who are different than us. Maybe if we are aware of our language, of our thoughts, of our feelings, Maybe if we redirect them differently, maybe then the outer image of the world will change. It's gonna take one person at a time, one soul at a time, one image at a time, one sound at a time. And this is not just for artists, this is for everyone, but most of all, the artists of the world. Who are you when you're not creating a film for festivals? What would you create? What kind of films would you create if nobody will watch them? Nobody will see them. It's only a legacy you're keeping, you know, on a hard disk. For when you're gone, somebody will find them and discover an archive of a specific person's life in a specific time, in a specific geographic position on Earth. There's so many questions. I am bombarded by my own mind and heart with a million questions. And I ask myself all these questions, and it makes me sad to realize that to clean the programming of 52 years of wars that I've lived so far, to clean that programming, to remove the war from within me, to choose to forgive like Nelson Mandela chose to forgive, despite the pain, despite the imprisonment, the isolation. I don't know. I'm just talking to you to tell you, no matter what the situation is, no matter how injustice hits us in the face, the only way for me today to resist, to refuse to play the game of I am with these, against these, kill them all, finish with them, etc. To refuse to play that game is an act of resistance. To be able to be the witness, to cry when you witness the pain of others, to cry when you feel pain yourself, without transforming that pain into anger, into hate, into wishing and cursing others, or wishing harm to others, is an act of resistance. When you refuse to fall into the trap of fear, and some of us are privileged enough to be able to think differently, to see things differently, whether because you can read and write, whether because you are somebody who researches, tries to understand, tries to see history repeating itself, and humans, mankind actually, struggling to be human. I was born, grew up, lived under the bombs most of my life. And as a child of war, I wish no child ever to live what I have lived, to witness what I have witnessed. As a child of war, I wish we can just realize that everything available on this planet is for all of us to benefit from, all of us to celebrate, all of us to enjoy. There is enough of everything for all of us. Exactly like the sun shines every morning on all of us, wherever we are in the world, at different timing, the sun still shines. The rain, the water of the rain still feeds the soil. The trees grow, the fruits grow. Everything continues with or without us. It is time to choose a life in harmony with nature, or suffer the consequences of staying a slave to a system that wants you angry, that wants you hating, that wants you righteous, that wants you hungry, that wants you desperate. For the artists of the world, I love you more than anybody else, because you are born with a special gift, with an extra sensitivity, with a special talent. Somewhere inside of you, you know you're not here just to do entertaining, just to make money, just to win awards. You're here because your sensitivity, your talent, your touch, your language in witnessing the world, your poetry, your heartbeat can make a difference if you stand in your truth, if you remember who you are, if you exit the game. They are entertaining us with their ugliness, because meanwhile there is a plan of changing everything in the world, changing the way they control us, because now they know more than ever how to just intrude in your most intimate spaces through technology. And this is not to tell you to be afraid, because I'm not afraid. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. Artist of the world, freedom is a choice. Freedom comes with sacrifice, by reorganizing your priorities. And together we rise. Together we rise. I love you. Thank you for existing. Be free.